We're really excited here at the Inn at Watson's Choice. The bed and breakfast has been well established for over 18 years, and the innkeepers are Bill and Nancy Ross. And they have refurbished the barn, which also dates back historically to the 1800s. And when they refurbished it so that it can be used for weddings, they thought of every single detail, including having a well-established hardwood floor. There's also mesh around the barn that's bird and bat protection, which is a real bonus for barn weddings because oftentimes we know we have uninvited guests like birds and insects and things like that. So that is also a great feature. All the lighting also, a lot of thought and care was put into the lighting, as it's a very eclectic lighting, as it was purchased from different establishments that were being torn down, from a church in Connellsville to an old restaurant, from an old funeral home dating back to the 1800s. So the other nice thing about the barn at Watson's Choice, which is a huge bonus in addition to the well-established floor, is the restrooms. We do have a men's and women's bathroom as well.
This was to be our home, our private home. And the lady from whom we bought the property lived next door. She died 6 months after we bought everything. We had 2 homes, 14 outbuildings, and 45 acres of jungle. We just boarded this one up, worked on ours for 10 years. And once we got that finished, I was teaching at the time, and it got to the point where I would wake up in the morning and say, do I have to go back to school? And I was just so burned out, so we just decided that we were going to do something with this property here. And a colleague of mine from the high school, that was her summer job, to go around critiquing restaurants, bed and breakfasts, hotels, motels. And she told Bill and I about the one up at Gettysburg called the Belladary Inn. And they were an elderly couple that had retired, moved from New Jersey, and they started it. They started it a couple years before we did. And Bill and I figured if they could do it, we could do it. So that's what we did. They gave us some good tips and pointers and everything else, and we decided to go with it. But what the place looked like when we bought it, it was in ruins. So we had to go tear everything off, plaster everything that was there, and start from bare bones. We actually recycled everything in the barn, from the stone on the outside that you see. The porch posts are beams from the barn. These are beams that my husband spent one winter cleaning to make sure everything was perfect. No matter what window you look out, you're going to see greenery, flowers, a landscape of some sort. A comfortable night's stay. No noise, because we're situated on 45 acres. The only thing you'll hear will be Mother Nature with the birds and the animals. We do have, with the help of a farmer, 30 head of beef cattle. So they'll go down there and talk to them and take pictures with them. They'll walk the fields. They'll get a full breakfast in the morning, a good country breakfast, peace and quiet. And we're close to Falling Water, Kentuck Knob, whitewater rafting. And also we have people come here for genealogy.
And speaking of genealogy, you kind of began here as well.
Yes, I was born in this house, and yeah, this is my origin right here. Then I came back 30 years later and bought everything. 24 hours in a day is not enough. That's the biggest challenge.